Hello, Lunar ladies. It's me, Samantha, from the original Lunar Gender Sway Method group. So this is just the first of many videos that we plan on making to help you guys achieve your gender joy. Today's video is just going to be a brief one, giving you the basics of what you need to know to sway using our method. So to start, you want to find your free time zone calendar. Now you can find this at the top of our group. Click Topics, then click Calendars. Scroll to find your time zone, and then click it. Once there, you should see exactly when each phase starts and ends. You will notice there are boy phases, girl phases, and VOC, or what we call 50-50 phase. Now, 50-50 phase, or VOC, is a time when the moon is no longer under any influence of the planets or the sun. And it's basically floating between one zodiac sign to the next. It is not the best time to sway for one specific gender because it does not have as strong as a pull to just one as we would want. So you want to make sure you stick with either your female phase or your male phases in the zodiac. So the next thing that we want to talk about is tracking. We highly suggest that you guys track for 3 or more months before you even attempt to sway. And the reason for this is because we want to make sure that you have the highest odds at a successful sway. The more you know your body, the better your chances are. Preferably use your OPKs, your L8 strips, and BBT for these 3 months or more that you're tracking. Your OPKs gives us an indication on when ovulation is going to be occurring. Basically, once you have your true peak, then we know that within 8 to 20 hours you will be ovulating. And your BBT lets us know exactly when you did ovulate. It confirms that within this 24 hours that you ovulated once your temp starts to rise on it. Of course, if you need to know more about how to track in depth, right now we have posts pinned at the top of the group, and I will be doing videos on all kinds of topics to help you guys along the way. So to start, you want to track with your OPKs, your L8 strips, twice a day. Test between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. You want to keep tracking twice a day until your LH begins to rise. Typically, this is about 0.50. Once you start seeing the rise, you want to test every 2 to 3 hours. Make sure you are careful in how much water you are intaking so that your urine is not too diluted so you can get accurate readings. You want to continue to test until you get your true peak. Now, true peak means that your test line is the darkest of all the other test lines. It's going to be much darker than your control line. You want to keep making sure that you're testing too after you get peak all the way back down to your baseline. Basically what that means is you're going to continue to track until you get below 0.50 again. This is to make sure that you definitely found your peak and you didn't miss anything, because sometimes we can surge and our body does not release the egg, and then we end up surging again. So you want to make sure that you keep testing to make sure that you catch your true surge, your true peak. You want to peak less than 18 hours before the phase starts, period. Otherwise, you're going to want to skip. And we have a very informative post on why you would want to skip if you peak 18 hours or more before your desired gender phase starts. Now, for better odds, we suggest you peak 16 to 12 hours, around there. That still gives you a little bit better odds than the 18 or less, because the closer that you are to the phase starting, the better. Which brings us to your best odds that you're going to get is to have 6 hours or less before desired phase. Now, once your phase starts and you have confirmed that you got your true peak, then you want to baby dance 2 to 3 hours into phase, because we want to make sure that everything happens in your desired phase. We want to make sure those chemoattractants that are sent out from the egg happen in your desired phase. Otherwise, you risk a fail. Now, once you peak, you want to make sure that you have at least 36 hours or more left in that desired phase. This is, again, to make sure that everything happens in that desired phase. In case by chance, too, you happen to ovulate on the later side. Stop all baby dancing 16 hours before phase ends. This is just a helpful parameter to lower, risk, just in case you do end up ovulating late, then you have less sperm there to meet that egg. Now, you want to abstain at least 5 days before your ovulation occurs. And the reason for this is because you don't want there to be any sperm sitting around in case you ovulate early, because then you're going to have a failed sway. So it's really important to make sure that you follow these parameters for the best possible sway that you can have. All right, well, I think that's it for right now, but make sure you guys keep an eye out for our future videos that we will be doing. We want to make sure that we help you guys every step of the way that we can so that you guys can have the best odds. And thank you so much for watching and being so wonderful. Have a good one, guys.